Time for Wenatchee Panther Volleyball on the NCW Life channel. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth, Collins Fashions, Town Nissan, and Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Now let's go to the Wenatchee Panther Gymnasium for all the action with NCW Life Channel's Eric Grandstrom and Leanne Branham.
Welcome to Eastmont High School for this matchup between the Eastmont Lady Cats and the Wenatchee Panthers. It is a Big Nine tilt for sure for the early part of the season. Along with Leanne Branham, I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCW Life Channel. And Leanne, well, they've both played West Valley. They both played West Valley very tough, but those are their only losses in Big Nine play so far. What do you expect tonight?
Like every time you play Eastmont, you expect a huge battle. I don't think it matters what they've done against West Valley. It matters who's here tonight to play, and it's always tough to play in your rival's gym.
There was a lot of, well, there's a lot of returners on both teams that are back from last year. Do you think there's a little bit of payback in the mind of the Panthers after Eastmont knocked them out of the tournament last year to get to state?
Oh, absolutely. I think that both teams are chomping at the bit to see, who's going to be the top dog in this valley here.
So, early season still. Is it do or die time, or is it just, okay, let's see who we are time?
Well, I think in the opinion of a coach, it's a see who you are kind of thing. But in the girls, it's your rival. It's do as you die for both schools always when you compete.
And you know that a lot of these girls know each other. They play with each other, club sports, things like that. So, is it a bitter rivalry, or is it kind of a friendly rivalry?
It's friendly, a friendly competitive rivalry. I don't think either of them want to see anybody get hurt, but I definitely think they want to have bragging rights.
So the in-your-face spike, we might see a couple of those tonight.
Oh yeah, I think they would be proud to have some in-your-face spikes for sure.
All right, well, we're going to come back and talk with head coach Dana Pruitt to the Eastmont Wildcats. Now, don't worry, then when we go over to Wenatchee to do the Wenatchee-Eastmont game, we'll talk to Wenatchee's coach, Emily. So we're going to talk to Dana coming up next as the pregame show continues here live from Eastmont High School on the way next on the NCW Life Channel. Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NCW Life Channel as we get ready to talk to Coach Dana Pruitt to the Eastmont Wildcats. A reminder that our interview with the coach is brought to you by TC Slingers, Rock, Bark, Sand, Soil. They'll place the material for you. Well, you guys had a trip Sunnyside earlier this week. Talk about that game as you prepare for a very tough one here tonight.
Well, the Sunnyside game, I think, gave us some preparation on staying up on a high-intensity ball. We didn't let ourselves go down. Sunnyside's always one of those teams that you look at, and it's a little bit harder for them to get some high-level skills in there. They are always starting to get better every year, but the goal for us was to go in with intensity, focus, and the girls executed it perfectly. So.
We didn't talk about you not feeling so well last week with West Valley in town, but what do the girls learn from that game? I know that it didn't come out their way, but boy, did they fight hard.
It was one of those games where when you have that type of height and you have to learn how to hit through a block, defend the block. So every aspect of the game is challenged. It's just not serving. It's just not an attack. It's the defense. It's the whole picture of the game. And I felt the girls did a fantastic job. And with their coach coming back and forth and off the court was pretty impressive. And then my backup for my other coaches that step in and are always there to help me out is just a blessing. So, yeah.
Well, I know you said the girls had a few sniffles and things like that last week. How are they doing this week?
They're doing great. I think we're ready for this. We've always had a good rival with Wenatchee. They've got some great players, and all we can hope for is that we continue with our skill level, and no matter the outcome, know that we fought a good fight. So.
Well, you guys knocked them off to get to state last year, thinking maybe they want a little payback here tonight?
Doesn't everyone? So, it's just, again, great competition. We love playing Wenatchee. We love playing West Valley. And even all the other schools in the region are starting to get a little bit more competitive. So it's bringing in a whole new edge to volleyball, which is great. It's growing so much in this valley, and that's the goal that we've all been for, all the coaches. So
yeah, that's what Cleet and I talked about last week, is how fun is it that West Valley was here, and we've got the top three teams, right here in the Wenatchee Valley, 2 of the 3, so that's fun for us, and thanks for giving it to us.
Hey, my pleasure. It's been great, and I've learned a lot, and I have a lot of coaches outside of our program that really give us a good focus, so I'm not alone, so it's fantastic to have them. So
We'll keep everybody healthy tonight.
we will.
Yes.
Okay.
Dana Pruitt joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back and get a look at the lineups and get you ready for volleyball here tonight. It's the Cross River rivalry renewed. Say that 6 times fast. It's Eastmont and Wenatchee coming up next on the NCW Life Channel. About ready for the traditional hand slap. What do you call this? What just face off? What do you?
I have no idea actually what this is called.
What?
Do you want to know how many times I did that in my life? It's a good luck to the other team.
Okay.
And then to celebrate with your own team.
Do you really wish them good luck though?
No.
No, not really.
Nope. You know, we used to have a little thing that we would say. You would say good luck, and then as you got into the middle of your circle, you're like, lucky gone, lucky gone, lucky gone.
Eastmont in the white to our left with the Columbia blue and red trim and the black Spanx. Wenatchee with the purple uniforms and the gold numbers trimmed in white and the black Spanx. And we got to have something different than these Spanx. I'm sorry. They're just... My daughter played volleyball, and she was pulling on them all the time.
I talked to them about this recently because when I played, they were longer, and I don't ever really remember yanking and pulling on them as much as they do. But I think it's because all the girls want them bigger, so they're not tight.
Okay,
but
so
then
then
that
as a
prevents
result,
them
they're
to ride
right
everywhere.
up. There you go.
I would be so self-conscious.
Our broadcast here tonight on the NCW Life Channel brought to you by Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. And Town Nissan, your local East Wenatchee Nissan dealer, where honesty and transparency come first. So it looks like Wenatchee won the coin toss here. So we are ready to go tonight between the Panthers and the Wildcats. Sierra White on the service, and we're underway. To the back line it goes. Stanaway up front. Mendoza gets it over, and it's out. And a point to the Panthers.
I do believe that this is Sierra White's first start this year.
Sierra White, the 5'5" junior, on the service again to the back line. Rebecca Hall back there, now to the front line. They're going to say, what was the call there?
Megan was in the net.
Okay, Megan Wolf in the net for Wenatchee. Substitution here for the Wildcats, as it is Carmen Lang that checks in. Meanwhile, the service for Shane Stanaway. Good serve. Back line, here's Sugg. Up front for Wolf. Nice job on the back line there. And a good idea up front going deep. Now the Panthers just trying to scramble. They get it over. Back line to Hall. Now up front. And it's in. What a shot. Cross court, back corner for Maddie Seckman.
That was a nice shot.
2-1 Eastmont. Service again for Stanaway. Good serve, good return. Kind of a tough set there, but Wolf got it over. Near side it comes. Block at the net. Nice block. Hallberg keeps it alive to Sugg. Near side and the spike. And a point to the Panthers. And right there, Lily Dexter. Nice job by Lily up front for Wenatchee. So Lily ready for the service now. Right hand from the left side. Back line it went. Volschel right there. Near side. Hallberg, what the spike, and it's in. Point to the Panthers.
Two sharp angle shots right away. I'm wondering what the defense is going to look like in the future of the night.
Yeah, Eastmont last week against West Valley never really rotated around to cover that hole over there. So we'll see if the Panthers can take advantage. Flat-footed hit there for the Wildcats over to the Panthers side. They call for it. Here's Hallberg with a little shot. And we got a double, two hits here for Eastmont up front, and that was whistled on Maddie Seckman. So Panthers up 4-2 here in this first game. First to 3 wins the contest. Back line, Hall. Awkward spin on that one, and a little try at a dig shot there by Carmen Lang. A little bit too soft on it. Can't get it over the net. You see Coach Emily McLean over there giving instructions behind the clipboard. And nice block at the net for Wolf. Eastmont, little dink by Sackman. Now Hallberg, back line it goes. Hall has it. The set is tough, but right there getting it over was Maddie Sackman. A point for the Wildcats. Well, that was a tough one there.
That was a tough one. She did a great job of keeping herself out of the net.
Yeah, deep set. I thought it was going to hit the antenna over there, but it did not. So Sackman now with the point and the serve.
I tell ya.
5-3. Eastmont trailing Wenatchee. And here comes Maddie Sackman on the service. Nice jump dead ball serve there, and Panthers aren't going to be able to get it back over. That one just took an awkward spin off of the return, and Wenatchee couldn't do anything with it. 5-4. Another great serve there by Sackman, and over the top with the dunk was Alondra Mendez. I don't know, that was the second hit. She could have been called for over the top, couldn't she? Putting the ceiling on?
Well, yes, technically, but she was good. She was clear.
Okay. There's Hallberg, and it's in. Oh, goodness. She has dialed in that far sideline from the near side left.
I think as a coach, you keep going there until you switch up your defense.
Absolutely.
Both sides.
Marissa Licken came in, and here's Megan Wolf on the service. 6-5 Panthers by 1. Game 1. Set. And into the net is the Panthers. They call Hallberg for being into the net, so the point goes to Eastmont. We're tied at 6. And here comes that spark plug, Britt Vaughn, into the front lineup here for Eastmont. Meanwhile, back to serve will be Alondra Mendez. Tied up at 6. Wenatchee's led throughout. Eastmont first chance to take the lead. Mendez on the service. Back line it goes. Now Sugg, reverse. And it was touched by Eastmont, so it's still alive. We're going to get a lift here, and it's over to the Wildcats. Hallberg just never really could get set up on that set by Sugg up front.
A little bit tight to the net, and on a slide, a tight set's kind of tricky to get to.
So Eastmont with their first lead, 7-6 here. As Mendez with the service. Took a little extra time with that one. She gets it to the back line, and right there is Devin Anderson for the return. Now the set up front for Hall. Hall, I think, got into the net. They didn't call it, and it's a point for Eastmont.
I did see that as well.
And I think Demery Suggs over there saying she got into the net, I think, Mr. Official. But Kirk Einsbar didn't see that. Well, I'm sure that
it's hard
she
to
would
see
be
all,
very
yeah.
polite if she said anything like that.
Right.
8-6, Eastmont by 2, Mendez service. Back line, that goes over, and a spike, and it's in. And there she is, Britt Vaughn for Eastmont.
That was my favorite type of ball growing up. As a middle, that's the best thing ever.
Substitution for Wenatchee. Megan Van Wagner comes in. Shake of the lineup here a little bit for Coach McLean as Eastmont's on top by 3. Mendez with a pound of that ball back there before the service. Tough serve, back line. Anderson got it. Now across. Eastmont converging. Sackman over to Hall. Hall back line. Again, Anderson up to the task. Now to Sugg. It gets over. That was Dexter with it. Vaughn with a set. Flat-footed shot by Hall, and they keep it alive. Here's the set. Hallberg off of the deflection. Point to the Panthers.
I'd be curious to see if either one of these teams try to rip one down the line now that they've seen the angles working.
Right. So Demery Sugg on the service here, trailing it by 2, 9-7. Back line to Sackman. Cross court over to, and we're going to get Bassett, I think, into the net. No, Wenatchee into the net. They're going to say Licken got into it. And so a point to Eastmont. Substitution here for Eastmont. Carmen Lang comes out. Into the ball game comes Emma Damon, wearing number 11 tonight, and her service. Good serve. Wenatchee rotating. They're a little indecision there. They get it across from Hallberg. Now the set and the block at the net. Nice job by Hallberg to get up there. Flat-footed. They get it across to Hall. Sugg now across the line again. Double-handed this time for Hallberg.
And I think
Wenatchee with the point.
I take back what I just said. Keep going sharp angle until it doesn't work, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so. That's several points in this game.
Yeah.
For Wenatchee.
Both teams.
Yes. 10-8 back line. Volschel there. Now a little touch at the net. Nice play by Hall. There were 3 Panthers converging, and none of them could get a hand clearly on it. And it's a point to Eastmont. A good game.
This is a good game.
So there you go. The one who gets the point now with the service. Hall, jump serve, spinning out of control. Licken gets after it. Hallberg's got to get it over. She does. Damon, cross court, and Sackman way too powerful on the right hand there. Point to the Panthers. Wolf comes back in for Wenatchee to replace Licken. And back to the back line for the service goes Devin Anderson. Anderson with the swat. Up front, Vaughn, back line. Anderson, Sugg, now near side. Nice job by Volschel just to get her hands up. Little dink by Sackman. Over to Sugg. Now to Hallberg. This one, she was back a little bit too far to try to get that angle again and can't do it. Eastmont with the point and a timeout going to be taken by Wenatchee. We will take a 60-second break and come back. 12-9 here in game 1. Eastmont by 3. We're back after this on the NCW Life Channel. Kobe Volschel on the service. Back line to Hallberg. They're chasing after it are the Panthers. They keep it alive. Volschel on the back line again. Up front, we're going to get what happened here.
She carried the ball as she said it.
Okay. Still don't have that trained eye there, Coach.
It'll happen. Just wait for it.
Into the line. Excuse me. Sarah White will now serve for Wenatchee, trailing it by 2-12-10. Good soft serve to the back line. Damon up front. Now the hit by Sackman. Back to Devin Anderson. Set near side and off the fingertips. And I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it ended well for Lily Dexter.
It did.
And the Panthers.
I definitely don't think it was on purpose, but those are the hardest type of balls to defend.
Another service for the Panthers, trailing it by 1. Set up front. Mendoza, nice play. Or Mendez, excuse me, for Eastmont. Well, she's chipped in a few points here.
Yeah,
for the
she's
Wildcats.
absolutely doing a good job.
Big smile on her face. She knows she's kind of feeling it here so far. Substitution for the Wildcats. And now in with the service is Shane Stanaway. Good serve. Back line to Anderson. Up to Sugg. Sugg with a set to Wolf. And nice little soft touch here by Megan Wolf, finding the hole in the pond there. And
in the pond. She's going fishing.
13-12. Service, back line. Good job by Hall. Now up front it comes to Sackman. Little deflection at the net, and that's enough to get that ball to kind of skitter sideways, and Devin Anderson can't get it. Point to Eastmont. Well, the Wildcats up to the challenge here tonight. Service. Sugg over her head, now to Wolf. Back line to Sackman. Near side it comes. Now cross court over to Hall. Hall with a rifle shot off of Dexter. Point to Eastmont. Wenatchee kind of shell-shocked a little bit here, looking around at each other, wondering, okay, hang on. We're in for it here tonight. Down by 3. Sackman on the service. Jump serve, back line. Now to Sugg. Cross court. Hallberg left-handed. Are you kidding me?
With the kill.
Wow. She is just talented. I mean, she's just an athlete. That's all there is to it. Now, Megan Wolf with the service. Hall on the back line. Set up front, back to Hall. She just had to bump it back over. Now the set for Hallberg. Went right hand this time. Eastmont on the return. Needs to get it over. Back line! Oh, I thought that was out.
So did I. So did everybody.
Wow. McLean, Coach McLean was right there. But
she's not arguing, so I think
the
it was
lines, I think she was hoping they would say out. It's like that first base coach when that play is tight at first base. Safe, he's safe. 16-13, Mendez on the service. Eastmont on top. Knuckleball serve there. Dexter back line. It touched at the net. I think it was Vaughn that got a fingertip on it. Goes out of bounds, so it's a point to the Panthers. Substitution here for Wenatchee. As Sierra White takes a seat, Megan Van Wagner comes back in. Meanwhile, service to Demery Sugg. That flat-handed serve up front. Now, beautiful shot there by Britt Vaughn. A 5'8" sophomore comes through with a point for the Wildcats.
She's doing well.
Back in for Eastmont comes, Emma Damon for the service. Damon was out of the lineup last week when we were here on Thursday. Beautiful shot there by Hallberg. There's really not much you can do with that unless you just happen to strike it just right as you try to defend. Point to the Panthers.
Is this number 11? Is that Emma Damon?
Yeah.
She's just in the wrong number that's on the roster.
Yep,
Gotcha.
they changed her. Sorry about that.
That's
yeah,
okay.
They have her on 5 on the roster.
I was going to correct you on names,
Nice
but
job. Volschel got down after that one. Thought we had somebody in the net, no call. Now a little dink at the net by Wenatchee as Dexter had it. Now Hall, and the Panthers keep it alive, and there's a nice hit by Hallberg. Returned by Volschel. Here comes Vaughn. Vaughn over to Hallberg. Off to Sugg. Reverse. Smack. In. Point. Panthers. Wow. Van Wagner with the kill. Everybody contributing on both sides of the net here.
Absolutely. Demery was doing a great job of pushing it out and back and everywhere. Makes it hard on the defense.
17-16. Wenatchee trails by 1. Hallberg on the service. Back line. Volschel up front. Not much that they could do with that one, so Sackman just gets it back over. Now the set and the kill attempt block, and we're going to get under the net for Eastmont by Britt Vaughn. Just couldn't quite stop her momentum from skidding her leg underneath the net. Hallberg tied up. Volschel back line. Front it goes. Stanaway with the set, and we're going to get a point to Eastmont. I didn't see what the call was.
Yeah, they
there,
said
Coach.
that she was in the net again.
Okay.
I didn't see that, though.
So back it goes to Rebecca Hall on the service. Eastmont up 18-17. Oh, that's a tough serve back there, and it goes off of the wrists and kind of awkwardly away. Devin Anderson just couldn't quite get it. Point to Eastmont. Another service here for Rebecca Hall. Eastmont really up for this challenge tonight. Again, back line. Better return this time. Now the kill attempt, and a nice shot there by Dexter. She seems to like this left side with that right hand. A couple of kills for her from there. She was also trying to go across court. Anderson off the net it goes, and oh.
Those are so hard to swallow when you're the other team.
It's like a hesitation step, and now we're tied again at 19. And Devin Anderson on the service for Wenatchee. What a first game here tonight. Damon with the return. Now to Vaughn off of a hand. Sugg got it. Now to Hallberg. Hallberg back line. Volschel right there. Now Sackman gets it over. Back line to Anderson. Up front to Sugg. Now near side Dexter. A little too long. Eastmont with a point. Substitution Mendez comes in for Vaughn for the Wildcats. Leading it by 1. Back and forth we go. Colby Volschel on the service. Anderson on the return. Now to Sugg. Now, oh, beautiful little shot. Eastmont keeps it alive. Damon back line. Volschel's got to get it over. She does, and it's a point. Oh, my. Holy cow.
That was a good one.
Like Phil Mickelson hitting it in the sand and somehow saving par, Eastmont gets the points. We'll take another 30-second break and come back. I got to throw in the sports that I know about. 21-19. Eastmont by 2. We're back after this 30-second break on the NCW Live Channel. Welcome back once again here to Eastmont. Quite a stem winder here for this first game, 21-19. Wildcats by 2. Service, and it's out. Boy, what an eye by Devin Anderson on the service from Colby Volschel. Eye of an eagle back there. Substitution for the Panthers. Sierra White comes back in, seeing her first varsity start here tonight for the Panthers. And now on the service, Damon on the back line to Mendez. Sackman nearly got Panthers fooled on that one. Now Dexter with a push and a point. That's so close to a carry, isn't it?
It's
on that,
very,
it's
yes.
kind of a direction
Yes.
with your fingers, almost.
Yes.
But it's at the end of the fingertips, and it doesn't really
Yeah,
bounce.
there's some guidelines on those. They have to come out at a certain speed and trajectory for them to be legal.
And what a service there by Sierra White, and we are tied at 21. No, excuse me. Wenatchee takes the lead for the first time since about 5-6 points ago. 22-21. Deep it is. Hall returned it. Up front, Sackman block at the nets. And a point to Wenatchee. Sugg up there, along with Megan Wolf, two of your shorter people on the front line, and they get the block. 23-21. Panthers trying to win this one. Back line to Hall. Now to Damon. Damon up front to Mendez. Mendez too deep. Point Panthers.
I love to watch coaches in this situation.
We're going to keep it right here during this timeout by Eastmont. You were saying you'd like to watch the coaches in this situation.
I love to watch coaches in situations at the end of this and like almost try to guess what they're feeling and what they're, you know, because even for me, I'm kind of anxious right now for both of them because I know Dana and I know Emily, and just the rivalry and it being so close and it being back and forth. I don't know. That adrenaline is like what keeps me alive, I think.
Well, and also it's I don't know, happenstance that it happens that these two teams played during Eastmont's homecoming week this week.
Oh.
So it's been kind of a crazy week already for Eastmont.
Right.
So a little extra charge, a little extra to the rivalry.
Right, absolutely. I think it's fun. It makes me miss that part of coaching. However, I don't miss the having to like be really sad about it if you lose.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I'm going to leave tonight and I'm going to be happy, no matter what.
Our broadcast brought to you in part by Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee. Real clothes for real women. And Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your Town Chrysler family store where people get nice surprises. There we go, Wenatchee for the win. Sierra White on the service. Back line to Damon. Eastmont out of sorts. Mendez got to get it over. It's deep. They're going to let it go? No. Devin Anderson returns it. Now to Hallberg. It's too deep. Almost took out the linesman back there.
Good thing she's quick.
Yes. Substitution here for Eastmont, who stays alive. You got to win by 2. 24-22. Stanaway on the service. And I was just going to say, not too many unforced errors in this first game. And there is, I think, is that our only missed serve of that whole first game? I think it was.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I think there might have been one more,
Okay.
but yeah, that's very few, which is awesome. Awesome for both teams.
So 25-22 is the final in our first game. Again, first to 3 wins it. And so the first nod goes to the Panthers. We will come back after a 60-second break and get you ready for game 2 here between the Panthers and the Wildcats. You're watching volleyball tonight live on the NCW Life channel. We're back after the 60-second timeout. Welcome back once again here to the NCW Life Channel. Live volleyball coverage tonight here on the channel. Thanks for joining us along with Leanne Branham. I'm Eric Granstrom. Our broadcast brought to you in part by First Choice Collision Center, Heritage Memorial Chapel, and Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club. A reminder, we've got football coming up tomorrow. It's Eastmont's homecoming game against West Valley live here on the NCW Life Channel. Grant Olson will have all your play-by-play. Saturday, West Valley and Eastmont volleyball. That one from last Thursday with me and Cleet Wise on the broadcast. That'll be followed on Saturday night at 7 o'clock by Wenatchee football and Sunnyside from last Friday. Then coming up on Sunday, well, I know you missed it because we couldn't get it on the air for our broadcast of the Autumn Leaf Parade from Leavenworth. We'll have that for you first time around at noon on Sunday, then again at 5 o'clock. So Autumn Leaf Parade, celebration of fall and the autumn colors starting to come out in our hillsides around north central Washington. The Autumn Leaf Parade coming up on Sunday at noon and 5 right here on the NCW Life channel. I didn't like seeing smoke in the air today, though.
You saw some?
Yes, they have a prescribed burn going on of all things.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's okay.
I thought we were still a little dry.
I am loving this weather this week.
Oh,
I
I know.
needed a little bit of this.
And we had the sunshine and the
Yes.
gorgeous skies.
Yep.
And just that little in the evening, that
Yes.
little hint of a little something in the air.
Yep. Before fall fully hits, I'm liking this weather.
Game 2 underway after Wenatchee won game 1, 25-22. Boy, good scramble there by Volleyball. Now Sackman, and who do we have? Into the nets, Wenatchee. And it's a point to Eastmont. Good crowd on here tonight. Good red zone for the Wildcats during their homecoming week. Stanaway with the service. Wenatchee gets it across. Stanaway. Back kill attempt there for Lang. Now at the net, and there again, cross court. Lily Dexter, point for Wenatchee.
I was curious to know what was going to happen tonight as far as fans. Since Wenatchee Eastmont soccer is going on, I was curious to know how big of a crowd would be here.
And a good crowd on hand. And I'm sure there's probably a good crowd over at the Apple Bowl tonight for that as well.
Absolutely.
Jump hit, and Sackman with the point for Eastmont. Devin Anderson could do little but just get down and try to get a hand on that. So it's 2-1 Eastmont. Sackman with the point, and now the service. We should take track of that for the season. And that serve, boy, tough one to get after. Anderson kind of settling back rather than coming forward. We've talked about that before, Coach.
Yep, got to be on your toes leaning forward.
Sackman on the service. Another tough one. Sierra White got a hand on it. Boy, I thought that went on the outside of the antenna. It did, says the line. The official back here, and so a point to Eastmont. Up 4-1. Get one more point, it would be Eastmont's largest lead of the night. Hallberg to Sugg to Dexter. Back line, Sackman. Now up front to Hall. Volschel got a hand on it, got to get it over. Sackman just says, okay, here you go. Hallberg, cross court, Dexter, block at the net, but it's spun off of Mendez and hits the turf on the Eastmont side, point to the Panthers. 4-2. Wenatchee trails it by 2. Service for Dexter. Ooh, tough
That's a
serve
nice
there.
serve.
Wow. Now flat-footed little hop step for Carmen Lang up front, and she couldn't get the angle on it, and so it goes out. And a point to Wenatchee, trailing it by 1, 4-3. Again, Dexter on the serve. Back line kind of skipped off sideways. Hall gets it back over though. Anderson on the back line. Now to Sugg. Reverse to Dexter. And another, Megan Wolf on the hit there.
It's called a slide.
Wolfie comes over.
It's my favorite thing. You come around and you jump off of 1 foot.
Is that similar to the electric slide there?
Not at all. It's similar to a lay-in in basketball.
Oh, okay.
That's why they usually say basketball players are usually pretty good at running a slide.
Okay. Nice hit there for Mendez off of the set. Up front by Carmen Lang. Kind of not your usual rotation there on who's making the set, but hey, if it works, you go with it. Volschel takes his seats. Mendez on the service now. 5-4. Eastmont by 1. And too deep on the service. Get a little bit of extra adrenaline going there, and just a little too much. Of course, you're off of your hand by a quarter of an inch to make the difference between that one that's in and one that's out.
Right.
Here comes Megan Wolf on the service here for Wenatchee. Back line, and Britt Vaughn chases after it, and now Stanaway gets it over to Dexter on the back. Now Hallberg with the spike at the net, and it's in.
Those are hard. Those are hard to hit. Those are hard to defend.
Allie had her left shoulder towards the net and had herself just situated perfectly for that right-handed shot from over on the left side. Now Wolf on the service. Backline Hall, and Eastmont out of rotation on that as the service came across. So now we got to get everybody in the right spot here.
Yeah, they're just saying number 1 was in front of Maddie Sackman, or behind Maddie Sackman, and she's a front row player.
Okay, 7-5 the score. Wenatchee now on top. Wolfie with the serve. Now Stanaway. Here's Vaughn. Britt Vaughn, a little bit too long on that one. A little bit of the youth enthusiasm coming through there for the sophomore. Now Wolf again on the service, up by 3. Back line, Sackman, and they get it over, and it's out.
And I'm pretty sure the setter touched that ball twice.
Yeah, I think
anyway.
so. That was, yeah, a little awkward looking there.
Very awkward looking, yes.
9-5, Wenatchee to its largest lead here in game 2. Skipped off the top of the net, Stanaway. Now back to Hall. Hall back line. Wolf keeps it alive. Now to Hallberg. It's in. That was even touched at the line, at the net, and it still stayed in. Wow, and a timeout going to be taken by Eastmont. Good timeout call here by the head coach for the Lady Cats, Dana Pruitt. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. 10-5, Wenatchee by 5 here in game 2. You're watching live volleyball tonight here on the NCW Life Channel. We're back after this 30-second timeout. (10-5) after the Eastmont timeout. Megan Wolf still on the service here for Wenatchee. Another good serve. Sackman up to it. Stanaway. Now the set to Vaughn. Blocked. Sackman right there. Off to Stanaway. Now Lang with the hit and the point for Eastmont. Well, good timeout, Coach.
It is a good timeout.
Settles the string there for Megan Wolf. And here comes Emma Damon to serve for Eastmont. They did miss her presence last Thursday in that game against West Valley, I can tell you that. Back line on the service. White up front. Hallberg didn't have much of an angle, so she just gets it over. Now to Vaughn. Tapped at the line by Sugg. Now Sugg gets it back over.
Nice. Kind of fun to see her hit.
And nice kill at the net there by Rebecca Hall. Eastmont with a point. 10-7. One of our longest volleys of the night. Again, Damon with the unforced error. Few of those have we had tonight. I think that's our 3rd error on the service. Substitution for Wenatchee. As Sierra White takes a seat, Megan Van Wagner comes in on the front line, and here's Demery Sugg on the service. Back line to Damon. Now to Stanaway, and here comes Hall with a little touch. So they're going to say Wenatchee was into the net. Evidently, Lickin a little bit too close. I don't know how you stop your momentum when you're playing that too close to the line. Lickin that time. Now a deep set, and not much Megan Wolf could do to it. Was that Sackman with that hit? I think it was.
I think it was.
Wow. And that's your veteran, that's your seasoned player.
Yes, you could see it in the way she plays too. She's very poised.
Hall with the service. Back line to Dexter. Now to Sugg. Cross, and a little awkward on the set there for Sugg, and not much that Megan Van Wagner could do with that one. And a point to Eastmont, and they've drawn to within 1. 11-10. Service for Hall. Tough serve. And oh my.
That was a nice hit. A very nice hit.
Well, you kept saying, when are you going to go down the line? And there you have it.
That was kind of fun. Number one's face, she just turned at her coach and smiled like, what am I supposed to do right there?
Exactly.
There's nothing.
Yeah. And Dana Pruitt just smiled back, says there's nothing she can do with that. Hallberg after the point with the service. Now to Stanaway. Nice idea there for her, because nobody was really around for Eastmont. Now a little tap by Lickin. And no, out. Got nice idea. Kind of the slide there.
Yep. She's trying to hit that sideline.
Just a little bit out of sorts on the jump was Britt Vaughn. 13-10, Panthers by 3, and oh, what a service by Allie Hallberg. Damon went down, just could not on that sinking ball get to it. Panthers by 4. Hallberg service again. Volschel up to it. Now Vaughn with the kill, and a point for Eastmont. She is athletic. There is no getting around that. And boy, just think of her next couple of years for Eastmont.
Absolutely. She's built like a solid athlete.
Volleyball on the service. Tough serve. Good return by Hallberg. And there's the spike, and it's in for Lily Dexter. Wow.
She's had about 4 or 5 of those sharp angles tonight.
She's been learning from her teammate, Allie Hallberg, I think.
Yep.
Working on that in practice a little bit.
Yeah, kind of fun that they get to push each other, which is cool.
15-11, Panthers by 4. Service, Devin Anderson and Eastmont. I think it was Hall that got the hit on the return there, and it just kind of went a little bit further than they wanted to towards the net. And Anderson again with the service. Back line to Hall. Now to Stanaway. Up front to Sackman with a nice little dink shot. Found the hole in the pond. Splashdown. Point to Eastmont. Damon replaced in the lineup for Eastmont by Carmen Lang. And here comes Stanaway on the service. Back to Hallberg. Now with the set. Got across. Hit the net, but got across. And now Sackman with the shot at the net.
It's a nice shot. She was going for that angle.
So you're around the athletes more than I am these days. Ask you about that strap that she's got on her leg.
The KT tape?
Yes. Mendez got to listen to her teammates, said, get it! Cross court, Dexter. Back to Stanaway. Now to Volleyball. Now to Sackman. There's Hallberg. It's across. Mendez got it. Now set by Sugg off balance. Now to Stanaway. There's a good volley here. And nice block at the nets by Lily Dexter. So tell me, you see Maddie Sackman out there with that teal little stripe down her leg. What is that?
Yep, it's called KT tape. You know, I don't for sure know what it actually stands for, but I know that sometimes it can just help with the pressure. Like she might have a knee pain, something swollen down there. It kind of helps relieve some of the pressure.
Okay. And obviously it sticks the whole way down, so
yes.
but it's more than a bandage.
Yes, it's more than a bandage. It's my 13-year-old daughter actually wears it because she has some pretty bad pains in her Achilles. Interesting.
Well, nice attempt there at the net for Wenatchee, but the ball falls and a point to Eastmont. 17-15 is our score. Wenatchee by 2. Dana Pruitt coming all the way out, and the official watching closely to those high heels to make sure they don't come on the floor.
I don't know how she's doing it. I got too excited when I was coaching to wear heels.
And here comes Dexter on the service, leading it by 3, 18-15. Back line to Voschel, off to Stanaway, and now up front to Lang. Nice kill attempt. Wenatchee with a little dink there. Oh my, Allie Hallberg, it's in. What are you gonna do?
Not a whole lot you can do right there.
Mendez and Lang right there on the line, and then Hallberg just says, I'm gonna put it just out of your reach. Dexter on the service, Panthers by 4. Back line to Voschel, spinning off to Hall, now to Sackman, and that was just a tough angle to do anything with that other than maybe to bump it over.
Yep.
And we're going to get a timeout taken by Eastmont. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. 20-15, Wenatchee up here in game 2 after winning game 1. We're back after this 30-second timeout. You're watching live volleyball tonight on the NCW Life channel. Our broadcast tonight here on the NCW Life channel brought to you by Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. And Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee. Real clothes for real women, along with Leanne Brannon. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Entertaining game here tonight between Wenatchee and Eastmont. Wenatchee on the service, and Volschel's got to get it over. She did. Wow, how about that? Now to Sugg. Hallberg off balance to Sackman on the back line. Now to Stanaway for the set. There's Hall, and it's in. On the block by Demery Sugg, and Megan Wolf up front, and Sugg with that signature celebration of one leg up and the other arm up.
Yes, one arm, one leg. We discussed that last year.
Dexter on the service. Wenatchee by 6, their largest lead of the night. Volschel gets it over, and Wenatchee returning it here. Dexter now to Anderson, back line to Volschel. Volschel up front to Stanaway. Stanaway near side. Hall, beautiful shot! Rebecca Hall. Why am I getting nervous?
I don't know.
I just feel
You tell
like
me.
I'm just tense here.
I am a little tense.
Goodness sakes.
I think just any sporting event that's close makes
Yeah,
you tense.
yes. Yeah, I enjoy it. These ladies trying so hard for both sides here tonight. Don't want to leave anything out on the floor. Just put it all out there. Here's Mendez on the service, down by 5, 21-16. Cross court, Hallberg, and wow. I don't know how you see if that's in or out. To me, that looked like it was about 2 feet out. And
It was 2 feet
in. Yeah, it was 2 feet in. And she hits the ball so hard, maybe it just elongates by 4 feet.
It stretches as it hits the ground. Yes.
Wolf back line, and Sackman. Now Vaughn somehow in front of the Eastmont bench. Got it. Dexter up front, and a little touch at the line. Is it going to go over? It is, and a point to Wenatchee. How about that?
That was a great rally.
I'm exhausted.
Points
just
like
watching
that
this.
are why you play. That's so fun.
I mean, both sides.
Both sides.
Just
so fun.
Amazing, somehow pulling a rabbit out of their hat. Megan Wolf on the service here. Wenatchee 2 away from winning game 2. And it's to Lang up front. It goes to Sugg. Hallberg directing it, and this one's going to go out off a stand-away. She says, my bad. 24-16.
Demery and Allie are really starting to connect right now.
They really are. They're in each other's heads. Megan Wolf on the service. She had quite a few points in this game alone on the service. Chance to win it here, and she does. How about that? Beautiful serve for Megan Wolf, and it'll be a 25-16 win here for Wenatchee in game 2. So they're going to go for the sweep as we return after the 60-second timeouts. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Town Nissan, your local East Wenatchee Nissan dealer, where honesty and transparency come first. Also by Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your Town Chrysler family store, where people get nice surprises. Again, 25-22 game 1, 25-16 game 2, both to Wenatchee. We're back after the 60-second timeout for game 3 as you watch volleyball live tonight on the NCW Live channel. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us for volleyball tonight here on the NCW Live channel. It's 2-0 here so far. Wenatchee over Eastmont here at Eastmont High School. Our broadcast brought to you in part by First Choice Collision Center, Heritage Memorial Chapel, and Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club. And thankfully, we've seen no injuries, and we hope never to see them. But if we do, our injury timeouts are brought to you by Confluence Health, Wenatchee's premier treatment center for all your sports-related injuries. So if you're Eastmont coach Dana Pruitt, what do you do here to try to get back and get this game?
I think she definitely needs to switch up her defense, make our outsides, make Wenatchee's outsides go down the line. Right now, I mean, we're playing similar games between the two teams, but Eastmont just isn't really executing on stopping the outsides from going angle. So I definitely think if I was Dana, I would move my right sides farther in, which means that the Wenatchee outsides would need to hit down the line.
Except
I've seen Wenatchee,
force them to come on their same side instead of across court.
Yep, definitely. And I think they need to serve receive pass a little bit better as well. A lot of the balls are going straight up, which means they can't use their good hitters. You didn't really see Maddie Sackman do a ton that time. You didn't really see Britt Vaughn do a ton because they weren't
there was
passing
not
as well.
a lot of kill attempts at the net. There was a lot of getting it over just to get it over.
Yep, I felt like Eastmont played on Eastmont played on their heels a little bit.
And Allie Hallberg and Demery Sugg really right now in that Kismet connection happening. And that's usually not good news for whomever Wenatchee is playing. So here we go to the third game, and Eastmont trying to extend it here against their Cross River rival Wenatchee Panthers tonight on the NCW Live channel. Leanne Branham with me, Eric Grandstrom. Appreciate you joining us here tonight on the Channel 12 on LocalTel, Channel 19 on Charter, and over the stream at ncwlife.com. So here we go, right where we started it. Sierra White on the service for Wenatchee. Ooh, dead serve there, and it is in. My, oh my. Just a flat palm knuckleball that took about 3 turns on its way down and somehow found the in space. Back line. Damon, who gets the start here. Now Volschel gets it over. White. And there's Megan Wolf, and a beautiful little touch by Wolf, and in for the point for Wenatchee. 2-0 Panthers. against Sierra White on the service here for Wenatchee. And that one is out. Good eye by Emma Damon back there, keeping a close eye on it. Damon will be replaced in the lineup here by Carmen Lang for Eastmont, and back to serve will be Shays Stanaway. Stanaway, tough serve, and body scrambling for it. White tried the return, and then Devin Anderson had to step over her to try to get to the ball and just couldn't get there. Tied at 2. Service Stanaway, another tough serve. Devin Anderson on the return. Now to Hallberg. Hallberg goes same side. Now Voschel, the kill attempt at the line by Sackman, and a point for Eastmont. I thought maybe Mendez got into the net there.
It was close, definitely close.
It was definitely close, but no call by the officials. Service by Stanaway, up by 1, and it's in! Just inside the back line on the service by Shane Stanaway. Senior having a great moment here against her rival. Shane Stanaway goes near side with it. Sugg now to Dexter, and Dexter with a kill. Boy, Lily's having a good game tonight.
Absolutely. She does a good job when that ball gets in front of her.
Yes.
She's really good at putting it away.
Yes.
I mean, I know that sounded so simple, but when the ball's really, really in front of her.
Dexter on the service after the points. I should have kept track of that all season long. I'll have to go back on our broadcasts. Now a nice kill attempt, and I was ready for it. I had the set right here, Coach.
I would have stole it.
Point off of the block attempt to Eastmont, up by 2. Sackman again on the service. Boy, how did that clear the nets? Hallberg, little dink. Now Stanaway with the hard set, and going to get a lift here by Eastmont. Or no, we're going to get a point.
They're going to call Demery over the net.
Wow. How tall is the top of the net?
As tall as the top of my fingers. I'm not sure, actually.
6 foot something. Is
no,
it 7
it's
feet?
Yeah,
8
it's got to
feet?
be 7, 10 or something like that.
All right. Somebody can text us in the studio. Meanwhile, Eastmont find a hole in the pond for Wenatchee.
All I know is when I put my arms straight up in the air, the net comes to the top of my fingertips.
Okay. And you're how tall?
5'10".
5'10". So it's got to be, yes, probably 7 feet.
Something.
Back line. Here's Sugg, Hallberg, and nice job by, and we got 2 hits called against Eastmont and a point to Wenatchee. It's too bad. It was a nice return there by Voschel. 7 for the score. Licken comes in here for Wenatchee, and a service by Megan Wolf. Back line, Voschel spinning. It goes. Sackman gets to it. Now Hall. Back line to Dexter. Dexter now the kill by Hallberg, and point to Wenatchee. Hallberg hit it, didn't know where the ball went after that. Oh, it's that tall, really?
7'11" and 5'8".
Okay. Now, why did they go 7, 11, and why didn't they just go 8 feet?
Oh, wait, that's men's. 7'4",
Okay.
7'4" and 1/8. Yeah,
Okay.
why an 8? What's the difference? I don't know.
Well, it's probably centimeters, something exactly,
Yeah,
right?
true. Very true.
'Cause we're all about the
That's
metric
why
system.
you get paid the big bucks.
Yes, yeah. 8-5 Eastmont by 3 with a service for Mendez. Nice serve there. Sugg sets it up for Hallberg. Hallberg again. Just the vision of the court for Alley. Finds the hole and drops it in. Substitution for Wenatchee. White comes out and Van Wagner comes back in. I'll have to ask Allie Hallberg if she's a bass fisherman sometime.
Ask Allie Hallberg if she's a bass fisherman.
If she's a bass fisherman, yes.
Why?
And we're going to get a lift here, or 2 hits called against Eastmont.
Can I know why?
Because bass fishermen, a lot of times when you cast, you got to cast into a really tight spot,
Oh,
into
I
a
see.
hole in the lily pads
Okay.
in order to find the fish. And a nice block at the net there for Licken. Eastmont keeps it alive, and now flat-footed with a shot over the net. A little dink there by Van Wagner. Eastmont keeps it alive. Britt Vaughn, what a return. Vaughn keeps it alive, and now the touch of the net by Licken. Back and forth we go. Vaughn, Licken. Here we go. Sugg. Near side, Hallberg, they keep it alive. It goes out.
Wow.
What
That was
a
probably one of
volley.
the funniest points I've ever seen.
Holy cow.
Everybody take a deep breath. It's
My,
going to be okay.
oh my. Goodness. Maybe you should call this one.
Oh, gosh.
My goodness. Demery Sugg on the service. 8-8. Hardest fought points of the night. Nice block, and they keep it alive. Hallberg backline. Sackman up to Stanaway. Stanaway, here's Vaughn. And a point to Eastmont. Megan Wolf leaning to her right. Can't quite get it. Emma Damon comes in. She'll be the server here as Carmen Lang takes a seat. Eastmont by 1, trying to keep this game alive. Leading it here in the third after losing the first and the second to Wenatchee. Back line, Van Wagner off to Wolf, and a nice hit there for Dexter. And you talked about it. She gets that ball in front of her face, and it's tough.
She does. For not being very tall, she's able to snap really hard, really fast, which makes her pretty powerful.
Hallberg on the service. Voschel, Stanaway, Vaughn. It was touched, and a point to Eastmont. Wenatchee won the opener 25-22, won the second one 25-16. Eastmont by 1 here. Wolf, and a little miscommunication between Van Wagner and Sugg.
Sugg was trying to push her.
Yeah. I don't know if she was pushing Van Wagner to the ball or trying to get her out of her way.
She was trying to get her out of the way, but Megan kept kind of stepping in the way.
11-9, jump serve by Hall. Back line to Wolf. Now the set for Hallberg. There's Voschel. Stanaway. Vaughn, too much.
Colby Voschel is just so silently awesome back there.
Yes.
She is. She's
Yes.
silently awesome.
She's demure.
Yes. I'm so surprised that Wenatchee serves her as much as they do.
Yeah.
If you notice, she's like a little magnet
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah. Damon on the return here. Stanaway, now to Vaughn. Block at the net. Vaughn keeps it alive, but it's coming your way, Coach.
She stole it from me.
She did steal it from you. Rebecca Hall, and I thought we're going to get a timeout here. No timeout. We're keeping it going. Tied at 11. Devin Anderson on the service for Wenatchee. Well, that was interesting serve. She was stepping with her right foot and hit it with her right hand. And now a point to Wenatchee.
Nope. Eastmont.
It was?
Yep. Demery's back row. And so she was above the net and the ball went over.
Okay. All right. All these rules.
All these rules.
Nice service there. And a block at the net. And what do we have? Under the net for Wenatchee. (13-11). So can you have part of your body go over that line and not your foot, or is it actually you touch the other side of the court?
You know, in high school the rules have changed a little bit, but right there I think so your foot can go on the line, your foot can go over the line, your foot just can't go completely over the line, I believe.
So if you're still touching the line,
yeah,
you're okay.
So
or
right
should
there
be.
I don't actually think that that should have been against Wenatchee. I'm not sure. I think that that might have been a bad call.
13-12. Well, we're all human.
Yep,
and there is a ball that hit the top of the net, but it did not get touched by a player, so it goes out of bounds. It will be a point for Wenatchee.
It's tricky to be a ref. I was always told, because I have done a little bit of reffing too, to just be confident in whatever decision you make and sell it, and then you'll be all right.
Little touch there for Sackman. Maddie with a nice job finding the hole in the pond. 14-13 the score. Eastmont by 1. Damon replaced by Lang in the lineup. And back we go to Shane Stanaway for the service. Trying to keep Eastmont alive here. Stanaway's service. Ooh, tough one there. Going to the opposite corner. Now Hallberg with the hit. Block at the net by Lang. Voschel. Now over Sackman, and tough set for Sackman there, and she let it get down a little bit too far on her. Point to Wenatchee. Tied at 14. Sierra White on the service for the Panthers. Hall. Stanaway. Near side Sackman again trying to find that hole. We're going to get, what do we have here? Timeout taken. I don't know if the scoreboard is right. I think that might be the discussion here, or we're out of rotation by Wenatchee. Emily McLean comes out towards the floor. Demery Sugg goes over to the official. Kirk Einsbar asks exactly what happened.
I think they had the wrong server.
Okay. So no point for anybody?
Yes, point for Eastmont.
Okay.
Yeah, they get
so
the
it
ball.
is a point for Eastmont, and Eastmont gets the ball here. 15-14. That one's deep, but Sierra White gets it over. Now Hallberg. Cross court to Hall. And nice try by Devin Anderson.
Yes.
Squatting down, just put her hands out in front of her. We're going to get a timeout taken by Emily McLean. She's seeing that the troop's a little bit out of sync here.
Yep.
So she wants to talk it over. 30-second break here on the broadcast, too. 16-14, Eastmont up by 2 in game 3. We're coming back next after this 30-second timeout on the NCW Live channel. Wenatchee won game 1 25-22 and game 2 25-16, but Eastmont leads it here in game 3 16-14. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Live channel for live volleyball tonight, and Maddie Sackman on the service for Eastmont. Now Hallberg with the steal, and another point for Hallberg and the Wenatchee Panthers. Devin Anderson replaced in the lineup here by Licken for Wenatchee. Marissa comes in.
I think Wenatchee needed that. Eastmont definitely had a little bit of momentum right there.
Good timeout for Coach McLean. Service for Megan Wolf. Volschel up front, Hall. Now Eastmont needs to get it over. They do. Sackman does. Back to Dexter. Here's Licken. And Volschel right there again. Hall gets it over. Back line to Dexter. Nice job by Demery Sugg to get it over. Now the kill attempt. Lock at the nets. Lang keeps it alive. Set by Stanaway. And there's Mendez. Here we go with another volley. And a touch by Sugg. Now the kill and a block and a point for Eastmont. What a point.
That was a great point. Great point. And if you notice, Colby was back there like a little magnet. I think she passed every single ball in that entire rally. I don't know if it's that she's a magnet or if she's just all over the place.
Just right there.
She's
This
there.
seems to be in the right spot. Right where you want your setter to be. 17-15, Mendez on the service after the block. Hallberg gets it back here and a block, and it's going to be out of bounds. And a point to Wenatchee. Nice little give and go basically between Hallberg and Sugg on that one. Sarah White replaced by Van Wagner here for Wenatchee. And back comes Demery Sugg for the service, trailing it by 1, 17-16. Sugg on the service. Volschel right there again. Crossover to Britt Vaughn. Vaughn off the deflection. Now cross court and a little touch there by Hallberg. Good vision again. Puts both hands up and says, I think I can get that in that little crease right there, and she does.
I do it every time. If they're not going to defend it, you got to keep going there.
Again, tie game at 17. Sugg on the service. Back line, Volschel. Up to Stanaway. Stanaway, and then Eastmont just really could not get the bodies where they needed it to be as Lang came running up. That left a hole there, and a nice block by Licken and Hallberg up front for Wenatchee. 18-17. Sugg on the service again for Wenatchee. 3 points in a row here for the Panthers. Sackman. Vaughn gets it over and finds a hole back there. Wolf came running up, diving down, just couldn't get to it. And here comes Emma Damon for the service for Eastmont.
That's that pancake you were teaching me about a minute ago. See
That's
right there? Had
That's
she
right.
had her hand around and tried to pop it up,
There
it would have
go.
never hit the ground.
There you go. Damon on the service. Tough serve. Wenatchee returns it. Here's Hallberg again on the kill and a point. And I think Britt Vaughn kind of mad at herself there. She didn't have her hands together.
Yep.
And that ball got between them. Of course, it's coming at her 197 miles an hour. 197 is one of my favorite numbers, by the way.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I complain about the heat in the house. It's 197 degrees in here. And how about that? You talk about Colby Volschel.
She's all over the place.
MVP for
Yes.
Eastmont here
Yes.
tonight.
The same thing happened when we played and we announced this game last year.
Yep. Tied at 19. Here's Rebecca Hall on the service for the Wildcats. Oh, tough serve. Dexter. Sugg to Hallberg. Stanaway. Sackman. Wolf keeps it alive. Now Dexter. Vaughn. Volschel. Vaughn. Front. Sugg. Dexter. In. Oh, out. Out?
No, she's
Or
calling touch.
touch?
She's calling
Okay.
touch.
All right.
Out is up above your head.
Okay.
Signal.
All right. I need oxygen. 20-19.
I'm stressed out right
by
now.
1. I know.
Oh, yikes.
Rare unforced error for Wenatchee tonight on the service. And now here comes Kobe Volschel, tied at 20. Can she keep the Wildcats alive here in game 3? Backline, Anderson backing up. Now the kill by Megan Wolf. They keep it alive. Over the net it goes. Mendez, Volschel, over. Sugg, across. Damon, Stanaway. Sackman uses the left hand. Near side, backline, it's in. Point for Wenatchee.
These are some great points. Some great points.
Wow.
How fun for both teams to be finishing this game, the end of this game this way.
Circling that one.
I'm nervous right now.
This whole game has been like this. Here comes the service. Is that Sierra White back in there?
Yep.
I think it is. Sackman, double hit at the line, and they're going to call a lift. Ties it up at 21. Substitution. Lang comes back in for Damon. And drifting back for the service, Shane Stanaway. Stanaway. Deep. Anderson there. Sugg off to Dexter. Volschel. Stanaway. Here comes Sackman. Nice play by Maddie. They kept it alive. Oh my goodness. If they got that across, I was going to say, wait just a second here. Timeout taken by Emily McLean. And we're going to collect our breath as well. 22-21 here in game 3. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. You're watching live volleyball tonight here on the NCW Life Channel. We'll be right back. Our broadcast tonight here on the NCW Life Channel brought to you by Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. Down Nissan, your local East Wenatchee Nissan dealer, where honesty and transparency come first. Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee, real clothes for real women. And Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your Town Chrysler family store where people get nice surprises. And this has been a nice surprise for this game here, 22-21. And the service for Eastmont. Back line, there's Kobe Volschel yet again. Stanaway up front to Sackman, block at the net. Hall keeps it alive. Now they dink it over. Sugg falling down. Now to Dexter. Back line to Volschel. Volschel up front to Stanaway. Back serve, and it's too deep. Out it goes. Nice idea by Lang, but it just comes out past the corner. 22-22. Service for Dexter. Lilly. Tough serve. Hall to Stanaway to Sackman. Sackman again tried that little dink, and now going to the corner was Hallberg, but there was Eastmont. And Mendez gets it over. Now Wolf off to Sugg. Hallberg block and point Eastmont. Lang gets up. One of the few times that Hallberg's not been able to get that through tonight. 23-22. Maddie Sackman on the service for Eastmont. Off balance, see Wenatchee, they get it over. Megan Wolf thought she went under the line. Here's a touch by Hall. Now to Sugg, here comes Hallberg, and it's out! 24-22, Eastmont a point away from staying alive here tonight. Substitution for Wenatchee. Panthers are going to bring in Zella Tyre. The first time we've seen Zella here tonight. Meanwhile, it is Sackman on the service. Soft serve this time. Devin Anderson, and a nice try by Sugg, finding a hole over there. Hall with the kill attempt. Diving play for Wenatchee. Sugg gets it over to Hallberg. Hallberg back line to Volschel. Volschel up to Stanaway. Stanaway to Hall, and it's out! Wow. 24.
They're booing, but I didn't see a touch there.
23. Got to win by 2, and a timeout taken by Eastmont, and we'll keep it right here during our timeout and collect ourselves a little bit. We were talking during the timeout here, Coach.
What do you tell them?
I mean,
You freak
yeah.
out. I'm just kidding. No, I think it's definitely like put your serve in and let's play defense, because they're going to probably potentially play some rowdy ball because both teams are nervous.
Yeah, and I guess the rowdy ball, I mean, it looks fun. It's fun to watch, but then it's kind of not your game, though,
No,
right?
it is hard to play rowdy ball because it just gets you out of everything that you've ever learned.
Well, and that's where collisions can happen and things like that, too. So you get a little nervous as a parent in the stands right now, too, with that going on.
Exactly. Right here, you definitely try to play some defense, and you hope for something that comes over easily.
Yeah.
But you never know.
So it'll be Megan Wolf on the service here. Wenatchee trails it by 1. The point goes to Eastmont. It is Eastmont's game. Wenatchee won the first one 25-22. The second game 25-16. Trails it by 1 here. The red zone for Okay, we're back here. Sorry about that. We lost power for a minute, and the point, meanwhile, goes to Wenatchee.
That was a big point to lose some power on. I was glad you were trying to figure it out, not me.
We had the camera still going, so hopefully you saw it. We couldn't call it, and now we're tied at 24. Wolf on the serve. Got to win by 2.
No.
And a service into the net. 25-24. Substitution for Eastmont. Britt Vaughn settles into the front line. And it will be whom on the service? Mendez for the service for Eastmont. So here we go. Could be game point for Eastmont. Mendez, nice serve. Wolf, Sugg, Hallberg, return Stanaway. Up front, Vaughn, points! Eastmont wins. Wow. What a game 3 as Eastmont wins it 26-24. We will have a game 4, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout. You're watching live, fun, exciting, edge of your seat volleyball tonight on the NCW Life Channel. We're back after the 60-second timeout. Welcome back once again here to Eastmont High School. Exciting volleyball here tonight with Wenatchee taking the first 2 games 25-22, 16, but then Eastmont coming back for a thrilling 26-24 win in game 3. So if you're both coaches, what are you talking to your teams about? Kind of get rid of the rat ball and get back to our ball?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for both sides.
For both sides. They did play very rowdy, which you see a lot of teams do when the pressure is on. But you saw Eastmont execute a lot more than Wenatchee did just those last couple of points.
Some unforced errors down the stretch for Wenatchee, which we haven't really seen a lot of on either side tonight.
Right.
But uncharacteristic service in the net by Wolf, and then a point for Eastmont.
I think Wenatchee missed 2 of their last 4 serves.
They did.
So that, that's a great way for another team to execute, and Eastmont did a great job of not letting Wenatchee come back in after that.
So the Wildcats out on the floor already, ready for the 4th game here. Wenatchee now filtering out onto the court as well. So I learned something tonight.
What'd you learn?
Well, the net is 7 feet 4 inches and 5/8, right?
A quarter. This was men's.
Oh, a quarter.
7,
okay.
4, and an 1/8.
Okay. All right.
I think I knew that sounded familiar when I heard it. So that's how tall my wingspan is. Hi.
Okay. All right.
Did you know
well, you
that
typically, from end of your finger to the end of your finger, if you stretch your arms out parallel to the ground, is your height.
Yes, mine is almost exact.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
They say
and
it's within an inch or 2.
That your index finger, from the tip of your index finger to your second knuckle, is the length of your nose.
I got a big nose. I got long fingers.
Well, there you go. Here we go, game 3 or game 5. What are we? Game 4.
Game 4.
Yeah, thank you. I lost track of the nose there. And by a nose, Eastmont keeps the ball alive, and now Sackman off balance there. 2-0. Wenatchee on top. Apologies for losing the sound there. We had power cord kicked here at the scorer's table, and we lost the scoreboard as well at the same time. So got everything back here as we get ready and get going. 2-0 Wenatchee on top. Hit by Lang was a little deep, but Wenatchee returned it. And this one is in. How about that kill for Hallberg for Wenatchee? I believe the score should be 3-0.
Well, I think you messed up.
Oh, did I? Did
yeah,
I mess up?
Yeah,
oh,
I think it was a you mess up, not a them.
That could be. Not opposed to that.
I like you too much to correct you.
Licken keeps it alive. Hallberg with a little dink, and this time point to Eastmont. Lang and Mendez making that picket fence up front for the Eastmont Wildcats. And now Maddie Sackman on the service for Eastmont. Back line to Megan Wolf. To Sugg. Now Wolf with the kill. In! (3-1). Wenatchee on top, and now the service for Allie Hallberg. Hallberg, oh, that is just ridiculous. I mean, tough. I don't care where you are on the floor and how ready you are. That dying quail as it comes across the net. Allie Hallberg with the second serve. Again, Volschel there this time. Volschel's got to get it over. She does. Off to Sugg. Cross court. Here is a little dink, and Dexter had a good idea. Eastmont keeps it alive. Hall gets it across. Back line to Wolf. Now touched by Dexter, but good scramble for Eastmont. Stanaway kept it alive. Sugg with the set. Dexter with the touch, but we're going to get a touch of the net here by Mendez for Eastmont.
That Shane Stanaway is playing some phenomenal defense right there.
She really is. 5-1 Panthers up. Service Hallberg into the net. Britt Vaughn's going to pop off the bench here for Dana Pruitt, head coach of the Eastmont Lady Cats. Come up on the front line and back to service. It will be Mendez. Hallberg on the return. And Licken this time. Nice stop at the net, but then the ball kind of finding an empty spot. Mendez tried to keep it alive. Can't do it. So it's a point to the Panthers. 6-2 Wenatchee on top. Licken comes out. Devin Anderson comes back in. And Anderson with the service. Back line to Volschel. To Stanaway. To Britt Vaughn. Hallberg. To Sugg. And a little too deep this time. Wenatchee was saying it was touched at the net, but not the case, says the officials. Lang will be replaced by Emma Damon. Damon will come in and serve here for Eastmont. Emma serve. Back line to Dexter. Up front to Sugg. Back to Dexter on the kill. And nice job by Maddie Sackman. Sackman kept it alive. Hit the roof. Somebody going to get it. No. Point to Wenatchee. And that was interesting. You had all 6 players back there past the end line diving for that ball.
You did. What was going to happen if they got it, though? That was an amazing hustle, but what if?
Yes. Service here for Wenatchee as Tyre with the service. Now the kill. And quite a kill by Rebecca Hall. Point to Eastmont. 7-4. Wenatchee by 3. Appreciate you joining us here tonight on the NCW Life Channel. Rebecca Hall now on the service, trailing it by 3 for Eastmont. Hall. Now to Sackman. Stanaway. Set for Vaughn. Vaughn off of Sugg. Goes out of bounds. Different approach that time for Britt Vaughn.
Yes.
Instead of just trying to kill it, just a little finesse shot there. Rebecca Hall again on the service, trailing it by 2. 7-5. Anderson on the return. Now Dexter gets it across. Here comes a set by Stanaway, and Vaughn this time goes hard with it. Sugg, back line, nice. Dexter down the line she goes. Corrals it in the corner. Point to Wenatchee. 8-5. I was saying that was Sugg on some of those returns for Wenatchee that time. Volschel diving to the floor, can't get that service from Dexter. It was actually Zella Tyre that was making some of those returns for Wenatchee in that last go-around. Again, Dexter on the service, got it just over. Sackman off to Stanaway, backside it goes to Vaughn. This one's over, but out. Good eye by Sackman and Voschel.
That ball makes me nervous on the serve coming over there. When Lily serves it, man, it is so close to the top of the net.
So here comes Colby Voschel on the service, trailing it by 3, 9-6. Back line and Tyre. Off to Dexter. Now to Sugg, gets it over. Back line to Voschel. Voschel up to Stanaway. Stanaway off to Mendez and a point.
They're going to call a lift on her.
Oh, a point to Wenatchee. Directing it a little too much there. Dana Pruitt kind of.
Yeah, she was kind of explaining it. It was behind her head, and she pushed it forward, which they can call a lift on you.
Megan Wolf now with the service for Wenatchee. Back line to Damon. Damon up front to Stanaway. And off to Sackman. Sackman with the kill and the point for Eastmont. Damon replacing the lineup here by Lang. 10-7 the score. Wenatchee by 3. They've led this one most of the way here in game 4 tonight. Good service. My goodness. And Hallberg, just ball went a little bit too far for her. She tried to turn around and just completely twist her upper torso around to get to that one. Couldn't do it. Stanaway on the service. Back line. Boy, that's tough. Just a rifle serve from Shane Stanaway. Megan Wolf had the ball. Karam off of her fist out of bounds. Wolfie not happy. I can see that look on her face as she goes to the bench here. And a service and a rare service error for Eastmont tonight. 11-9 the score. As Demery Sugg will head back to serve here for the Panthers. Slaps that ball. Stanaway with the set. Sackman finds the hole. We've seen that quite a few times tonight for Maddie Sackman.
Yes, absolutely. She's hit that hole numerous times.
Sackman now on the service after the points. 11-10, Wenatchee by 1. Panthers rotates, block at the net. Eastmont keep it alive, talking to each other. Near side, Hall. Back line it goes, Dexter. Now up front to Licken. Licken in! Goodness!
That was nice. I love to see that fast middle transition just being something that I'm so familiar with. I love it when middles can hop off and hit that ball.
12-10. Allie Hallberg with the service. Voschel somehow got that one back. And there's Hallberg with the return. Now deep it goes, a little too deep that time from Lily Dexter. And it's a point to Eastmont. Here comes Britt Vaughn to replace Colby Voschel in the lineup for the Wildcats. And it will be Mendez on the service for Eastmont, trailing it by 1, 12-11. Service, back line, Hallberg. Up front, set for Dexter. Stanaway there. Off to Sackman. Now Hall crosses it over to Hallberg. Near side and Tyre. Back line to Sackman. Up front, a little touch by Lang. And how do you defend that?
You don't. That's such a smart play.
Taking all the hits you can, Hallberg says, nope, I'm going to get it right back to you.
It's a hard play.
It really is.
It's a very smart, savvy athlete right there.
Voschel back in. Anderson on the service. Sackman back line. Stanaway up front. Vaughn with the hits. And again, not much you can do with that either. Lang replaced by Damon. 1 point game again. Tight one here throughout for Eastmont and Wenatchee. Damon on the service. Hallberg. Off to Sugg, back to Hallberg, and it's in. It's like playing pool and finding the right trajectory for making that shot. And somehow, I guess, repetition is how you get used to doing that and finding the place you need it to go. 14-12 the score. Tyre on the service. Back line to Voschel. Up front to Stanaway. Now to Vaughn. Vaughn to Tyre. Tyre giggling as the ball caromed off of her chest, I think it was, but hey, it works.
It worked.
And so it's a point to Wenatchee.
You take what you can take.
And Tyre will get the service here. 15-12. Boy, that's a tough serve. Voschel up to it. Now Hall gets it across. Up front it goes. Reverse set and a little bit too deep on the hit that time on the rotation for Megan Wolf.
It's the right idea, though.
15-13 the score. Wenatchee by 2. Rebecca Hall on the service here for Eastmont. Hall on the jump. Back line to Anderson. Now to Sugg and out. Just out on the near side by Lily Dexter. They've been hitting those all night long. But it's been a tough, hard-fought match. A little fatigue coming in, possibly. Hall on the service. Back line to Devin Anderson. Sugg. Now to Wolf. Sackman. Sets. And Vaughn, too strong. Out of bounds.
You would hope as a coach that fatigue isn't setting in quite yet, but you never know. The anxiety can exhaust you too.
Yeah.
You know, the anxiety and the stress of
I
such
know,
a high
I'm
intense.
exhausted.
I'm tired too.
I need a nap. Dexter on the service. 16-14 Wenatchee by 2. Hall now to Sackman. Sackman diving play by Tyre. Now Hallberg flat-footed. Somebody's got to get it over, and Vaughn and Stanaway, I think, were kind of caught together there. Vaughn tried to go up awkwardly and can't get it to get across. 17-14. Wenatchee by 3. Service into the net. Another unforced error by the Panthers on the serve. This time by Lily Dexter. So here comes Kobe Volschel on the service for Eastmont. As Mendez comes back into the lineup for Vaughn. Service Volschel, back line, and Lily Dexter kind of caught in between there on what she wanted to do with that ball. And it's a point to Eastmont, and we're going to get a timeout taken by Wenatchee. 17-16, Panthers by 1. We're going to take another 30-second break and come back. You're watching live volleyball tonight on the NCW Life Channel. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Our broadcast tonight on the NCW Life Channel brought to you in part by First Choice Collision Center, Heritage Memorial Chapel, and Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club. Thankfully, no injuries, but if there are any, our injury timeouts brought to you by Confluence Health, Wenatchee's premier treatment center for all your sports-related injuries. So here we go, Eastmont trailing it by 1, 17-16, and Kobe Volschel continues on the service after the Wenatchee timeout. Back line, and there's a good serve, and Demery Sugg can't get to it. Excuse me, Zaire. Boy,
Zella Tyre.
They do look like each other. Don't they a little bit? Okay,
Sure.
It's the braided ponytail.
It's the
blonde ponytail. That's it. That's it. Volschel, service, back line to Dexter. There's Sugg. Got that one right. Hallberg, Volschel. Up front, Stanaway. Now Sackman. Sackman with the touch. Block at the net by both Wolf and Sugg. Ball came back and hit Sackman in the head. And Megan Wolf with the service now for Wenatchee. 18-17, Panthers by 1. Good service this time. Hall had it spin awkwardly. Sackman will get it over, though. Back line to Wolf. Cross court, Hallberg with the kill. It's in. Goodness gracious. I think Kobe Volschel had her life pass before her eyes right
I like
there.
how she just smiles like, what the heck am I supposed to do with that?
Got to give credit where credit is due, that's for
Yep.
sure. So Megan Wolf on the service here, 19-17. Panthers up by 2. Back line, Hall with it. Now to Stanaway, up to Sackman. Sackman goes back out to Wolf. Now Licken with the touch at the net. Eastmont rotates around. Sackman off to Wolf now. Cross court, Hallberg, block at the net. Falls, point, Panthers. Seen that a few times with Mendez and Stanaway kind of together there, but not a firm wall. Now Wolf, service, good serve. Good return by Hall. Now Sackman trying to find a hole in the pond. There's a push by Sugg, and it goes, and that's a point for Wenatchee. Panthers feeling it right now, and that's a good timeout taken by Coach Dana Pruitt for the Eastmont Wildcats. 21-17 our score. We'll keep it right here. Along with Leanne Branham, I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, live football here on the NCW Life Channel. It's Eastmont's homecoming game. West Valley and Eastmont. Grant Olson has your play-by-play right here on the NCW Life Channel. Coming up this weekend on Saturday, it's West Valley at Eastmont Volleyball, the replay from last Thursday. And then on Saturday nights, it's Wenatchee football against Sunnyside. That game from last Friday. We'll have that broadcast tomorrow night, or on Saturday night, that is, 7 o'clock on the NCW Life Channel. The Autumn Leaf Parade. Everybody's been asking us when we're going to get that on the air. That'll be on Sunday at noon and again at 5. We'll also have 3 airings next week. So if you missed the Autumn Leaf Parade from Leavenworth from last weekend, we'll have that for you coming up. Sunday's the first go-around at noon right here on the NCW Life channel. Megan Wolf again on the service. 21-17, and it's deep. Well, good timeout. You want to break a little flow there.
I always say coach's point.
So they break the string. I think that was 4 points in a row served by Megan Wolf. 21-18. Stanaway now on the service for Eastmont. Dexter backing up. Hallberg with the kill, and it's in.
It's hard to tell from over here what happened right there.
It was right back in the corner. Sprays in the professional ranks and Olympic ranks. They don't have the 4 like electronically monitored, kind of like the lines in tennis.
In tennis, yeah.
10 years from now, we'll have that.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a lit ball, and the court will be lit to show you exactly where it happened. Vosel with the diving attempt. Couldn't quite get enough of it to get it up to a teammate, so it's now 23-19. And a substitution for Wenatchee. Into the lineup comes Grace Black. And it is Allie Hallberg on the service, but first a timeout taken by Eastmont. We will take another timeout. 30-second break on the broadcast and be back here from Eastmont High School. 23-19. Panthers up by 4 here in game 4. We're back after this 30-second timeout. Thanks for joining us on the NCW Life channel. 23-19, Wenatchee by 4, trying to wrap it up here in game 4. After winning the first 2, 25-22, 16, and then falling in game 3, 26-24. A little touch at the net here for Lang. Sugg crosses it over to Dexter. Dexter, nice job by Sackman to get out after that one. Now the kill and the point for Rebecca Hall. Well, Eastmont, after the timeout, again stops the string by Wenatchee. Britt Vaughn will come back into the ball game for Eastmont, trailing it by 3. Teetering on the edge here. Can Mendez keep it going? Service, back line to Wolf. Off to Sugg. Now Hallberg, it was touched at the net. Eastmont kept it alive. Now to Lang. Lang, back line to Wolf. Wolf, nobody there to help her out. Well, they just substituted Grace Black in there, and looked like they were kind of a little bit out of rotation up front on the line for Wenatchee. Point to Eastmont, 23-21. Mendez continues survey. And into the net it goes. Wenatchee 1 point away from winning it. Tough luck for Alondra Mendez there. Here we go, Devin Anderson. For the game for Wenatchee. Into the net it goes. 2 in a row. My, oh my. 24-22. Damon comes in to replace Lang, and she will have the service. The head-banded one ready for the service for Eastmont. Back line it goes to Dexter. Up front to Sugg. Now Dexter with a game point for Wenatchee. Deflection at the line. Damon diving down. She just couldn't quite get to it. And Wenatchee wins game 4, 25-22. We will take a 2-minute break and come back and wrap it up here from Eastmont High School right after this timeout. Thanks for joining us on the NCW Life channel. We're back after this 2-minute timeout. Welcome back once again here to Eastmont High School as we had a good one tonight. Eastmont falls to the Wenatchee Panthers 3-1 here tonight, but very entertaining, very athletic, very spirited. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
No, absolutely not. Both teams played their little hearts out, and I think they should both be proud. I mean, I know it's hard for Eastmont to lose in their home gym and on homecoming, but they played really tough. You know, I think both teams should definitely be proud tonight.
Eastmont just didn't have an answer for Allie Hallberg tonight.
They did not, and a lot of teams don't. It's very hard to block somebody who hits so hard, and she hits low and fast. So unless you have blockers that can really get up over the net, it's going to be hard for her to get stopped.
Meanwhile, I mean, if you're Eastmont, again, Colby Voschel, our MVP tonight, she just seemed to be everywhere all over the court. She was going to do her darndest to not let that happen.
Yeah, I absolutely think that Colby gets MVP of their team most nights because a libero is just somebody who's super unselfish. They don't have to have the glory, and she's just everywhere. I'm sure as a coach, Coach McLean's telling their team not to serve to her, but it's like she just sucks up the ball everywhere she is, so it's like a little magnet. So I think that Colby's pretty amazing.
So there you have it, the finals here tonight, 25-22, and game 1 goes to the Panthers. Wenatchee wins game 2, 25-16. In game 3, that we needed heart palpitations, we needed monitors, we needed oxygen, a little bit of everything. 26-24, Eastmont wins it. And then in the final, it was Wenatchee winning it 25-22. For Leanne Branham and for our entire crew tonight, for Uriah Darby, for Taylor Tresh back in the studios, we had Megan McPherson as well. I think Rachel Sullivan was back there a little bit as well. I'm Eric Granstrom. Thanks for joining us here for volleyball tonight on the NCW Life Channel. It was Wenatchee getting the better of Eastmont, 3-1. Don't forget, more coming up next tomorrow night. We've got Eastmont football and a matchup for homecoming against West Valley right here on the NCW Life Channel. Have a good night, everybody, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching our special presentation of Eastmont Wildcat and Wenatchee Panther Volleyball on the NCW Life Channel. Today's broadcast has been presented by Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge, Town Nissan, Collins Fashions, and the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Bringing local sports to you, we are the NCW Life Channel. Thanks for watching.